what Jiminy Kibbelstein, what this guy said on air about, wasn't even about Charlie Kirk, but what he said about it, the incident, dude, it's such a psyop that his response, his whole reaction, I'm glad I waited. I'll say this, motherfucker, I got patience like a motherfucker, because I'm so glad I waited for my take on this, because 99% of takes now that were done about a week ago, or 5 days ago, something like that, they're completely irrelevant. And I understand that mine's probably going to be irrelevant too, but not as irrelevant, because they waited to fire him for some shit that wasn't even a joke, it wasn't funny, nor was it in any way edgy, which I was hoping Jimmy Kibbelstein would actually do. He'd be like, finally break character as the good guy, whatever, be a bad guy for a second, you know. Jiminy Kibbelstein, by the way, my Tesla still ain't charged, cocksucker, but this guy, this fucking late night host, bro, he's got to be some kind of autistic genius. And I mean that. Like, the level of commitment to the character is Andy Kaufman level. Andy Kaufman ain't got shit on Jimmy Kimmel, to be honest. He ain't got shit on him. Because it's all in-jokes. Because when you're that high up at Disney or these, like, Illuminati corporations, bro, when you're that high up, everything is an in-joke. They don't expect you to understand. They just expect you to get on board and lick their fucking ass and just, you know, and if you laugh authentically at a Jimmy Kimmel joke, they're going to think something's wrong with you and they're going to whack you. Because even his audience is like, he has a Pavlovian dog audience in his home studio. They're literally told when they're allowed to laugh and when they need to shut the fuck up with neon signs. Okay, like, this is just how Hollywood works in general. But at least Conan, a guy like Conan or something, or Craig Ferguson, these guys had some talent where it's just like, oh, you could tell that the laughter was at least in part authentic. You never get that with, like, Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kibbelstein. You never get that with those guys. It's because they're just... to say they're not funny is an understatement. Because funny is subjective. This is objectively evil. Like, it's like... it's like, at some point, one man's opinion is kaput in light of the truth. So, my whole take on this whole garbage Steen has been another distraction. Charlie Kirk was not even a real politician. He was just a naive twat from Arlington Heights. And he, there are a dime a dozen, bro. I've known like 3 guys who look just like Charlie Kirk who wound up in the Chicago River in a body bag with bricks in it, okay? I am not joking in the slightest. I'm not exaggerating. That type of person is so naive. They are not shrewd in the ways of the world, as Christ said. That's what fucking happens to those types of guys, okay? And good for them, honestly. They get to check out early. They get to go... They get fucking extra credit in heaven, bro. Come on. Come on, dude. I don't feel sorry for anybody who goes out strong. To be truthful and plain and blunt, no sorrow when it comes to that. And I expect no sorrow if I were in a similar predicament. Yeah, but fuck Jimmy Kimmel. I feel like I'm repeating myself from my video that I did on him, but yeah, he should be cleaning toilets in Mumbai. He should not, he's so profoundly unfunny. And this is not just my opinion, this is a fact. But there is a level of genius to him and a level of satire that you're just so bad, but it's not good. but you're so bad it's like admirable. You see what I'm saying? It's like, it's so rare to be that genuinely, cripplingly bad at your job that I can imagine that the CEOs and executives at Disney are just laughing at him. Because out of their sheer pompous sadism, that's why Jimmy Kibbelstein still has a fucking job at all. At all. You know those employees that still have a job because they're just there to entertain the higher-ups? Because the higher-ups are like at least three segments removed from the person anyway. So it's just the managers that have to deal with his fucking shenanigans. It's not the bosses watching the TV. So you know, it's just another way of looking at it. In terms of the whole free speech debate, I don't give a fuck. Free speech died a long time ago, bro. It's only free speech if you understand how to use it. It's use it or lose it when it comes to all your rights. Like, for example, we have the Second Amendment, right? But if you ain't got no guns, motherfucker, what good? You're gonna get fucking capped, bro. You're gonna get destroyed by the government, and we've seen it time and time again. And it's the same way with free speech. If you don't joke about baby rapists every once in a while, if you don't joke about the Holocaust, if you don't joke about 9/11, if you don't joke about every offensive thing under the planet, you're going to lose your freedom of speech, bro. I'm telling you, this is how it works, okay? I don't like these things, but I am free to fucking make fun of them and make light, literally, make light of them. That's comedy. Comedy is not, can I tiptoe over here, master? Can I tell a joke about the president? The president's always been a fucking joke, bro. What president has actually not been a joke? Ever. Even the good ones. Like Lincoln was a homo. Teddy Roosevelt, probably my favorite president. He was a clown. You know, like, you can't. This is ridiculous. So there's no free speech here. Jimmy Kibbelstein, as I said, should not have a job unless it's cleaning toilets in Mumbai with a fucking toothbrush. Peace.